Hello people! Hola, aloha, ciao, salut, ni hao, namaste, ohayo, yagamasma, здравствуйте, привет, bunna, dzień dobry, sziasztok, hello, xin chào, yobosio, tere, salam alaikum, saskeka, marhaban, merhaba, welcome everyone, my name is Brunel. If you don't know who I am based in the UK. Makeup Revolution, I've got new products out. When do they never have products out? I'll say they're really churning them out. And for those of us who have to buy them, slow down a little bit. So they've got a whole bunch of stuff, collaboration with somebody else, and also within the base products, they've got the new Conceal and Perfect jumbo size concealer. But the one that I was interested in is this one, which is the Conceal and Define full coverage foundation. The cost is £9. It is in a glass container. It comes in 24 shades. Also it is let's see, vegan, cruelty free, paraben free, oil free. It says here it is a lightweight formula that is soft and creamy, and it sets into a semi-matte, long-lasting as well. And I think that's all that you really need to know. I don't think you need to know anything else. So we are testing this one out today. Gonna test it for quite a few hours to see what it's like. Gonna have a first impression, application, and so on, and then take it from there. In this bottle here, you have 23 ml, or for you American people, 0.8 fluid ounces. Okay, which is actually smaller than the general amount. Most foundations are around 30 ml inside the bottle. Huda, for example, is 35 ml. Bobbi Brown's one long lasting skin finish is 30 ml. So that gives you some idea that it's below the normal amount. However, considering it's actually, and my phone is ringing. Oh, sorry. Can't believe my phone is ringing. Nope, gotta cut him off. Sorry about that. Silent. Things happen. Right, sorry about that. So it comes in 23 mil, which is smaller than the normal foundations. However, the cost of it is £9, which is way cheaper than most foundations, even drugstore foundations. L'Oreal foundations, for example, I think they're about £10 or something like that, or not far off. So you have to take that into account when you're looking at the price range, or when you're looking at the amount that's in, or products that's in, that's available for you to use. So as I said, we're testing it out. So without further ado, let's get into the demo. Right, before we get started, straight off, I know that number 12, which is, I bought number 12 as well, is too light, and definitely looks like it. And number 13, I think, is also too light. Problem for me is with foundation, this is 13, and then which is for golden undertone, and then they've got 13.5, which is neutral, and then the next one, the 14, is cool undertone. And for me, by the time it hits 15, it's actually too dark. It's also got cool undertones as well, so therefore that doesn't quite work for me. I think that the next one that's got warm undertone, which is golden one, is number 16, is too dark. So 13.5, if they had a 13.5 or a 14 with golden undertone, I think actually I'll be all right. So before anyone complains about the fact that this is foundation going to be too light, which I think is going to be too light, that's the reason why. When they had the actual concealers in a 13.5 and neutral undertone, I tried that and it was a no. This is how it is. You've got the massive applicator. Woo, it is big. And if I was to, let's just try it. Actually, it might not be too bad. We might be able to get away with it. So if I try a little bit on my face, that's not right at all. But let's hopefully see what it's like around the chest area, so you can see, and then try and blend that. Because it's matte, but as you can see, you can see, but it's not too bad. So that's what my problem is. So on my face, way too light. around the chest area is a lot better because my chest area is way lighter than the rest of me. So I'm gonna make it work. So that's I just wanted to explain that. But anyway, it's got like a smell to it, which I don't like the smell at all, actually. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this smell. It's almost like medicated, minty but medicated. It's not nice, but it's not strong, but I've got sensitive nose. So I'm just going to apply that. And by the way, on my face, I've got the Huda Beauty primer, which is super thin. It only holds your foundation in for about 5 or 6 hours at the most. I've also got the Ordinary high spreadability primer, but just on my cheeks because it actually helps cover the pores, fill them up. So yeah, so let's try it with a damp sponge and see how quickly it spreads and what the coverage is like. Woo. Oh yeah, I can really smell it. I am not a fan of the smell. Ooh, that's not right at all. Oh my goodness. But it goes matte pretty quick. It looks nuts. I'm gonna have to do something with it, make it work. If you are listening, Makeup Revolution people, if you can create 13.5 and 14 in also warm golden undertones, that would really help. I appreciate the fact that originally when they first came out with the concealers, they didn't have the 13.5 or 12.5 either, but they created that afterwards. And yeah, so if you can add those, that would actually help me quite a lot. But woo, dear me. So just checking in the mirror, coverage wise, actually it's quite good coverage, full coverage. It really dries down to matte pretty quick, so you have to be fast. I think I mean, this is with a beauty not beauty blender sponge. This is the Morphe sponge, but that's not bad at all. I can still smell. Yeah, I'm not loving the smell at all. I'm really not a fan of the smell, but never mind. We'll just go and finish off my face. And by the way, the time now is 12. Oh, what is the time? It's 12:50. Hopefully you're able to see that. It's a bit of a strange clock, 12:50, and that's the time. So we'll try and wear this for at least 6 hours and see what it's like. Whew, this is looking a bit ghostly. I think what I've worked out is in daylight it looks a bit better. It's not that it's actually too light, because you can see the difference there. That's where it is. So it's not that it is too light. I think the undertone is wrong for me. As to the formula itself, it dries pretty darn quick. It is full coverage. It is matte. So yeah, for me personally, first of all, is if you have got dry skin, unless you've put an intensively moisturizing lotion or something, or a serum on your face before you put this on, it is going to show up on your dry patches. That's what I think, but I could be wrong. I haven't got dry skin, but from how quickly it dries and how matte, and I mean matte it is, I think you might have a little bit of trouble. This is so matte, it is ridiculous. I mean, it is ridiculous, really, really matte. So hopefully it stays like that throughout the day. We'll see how it goes. Right, this is my face all done. I'm keeping it simple. I need to go out. I'm very, very late as usual. The wig, I'll put the name of it below here if you are interested. It literally is brand new. I took out the packaging, I put it on. Hopefully it looks decent. Yeah, very Morticia like. But what do I think about the foundation so far? For me personally, if you have got frown lines like I do, I'm 41, then they will show. I did notice it and thought, oh, so I went back with the same sponge that I used before. I didn't put any new products, and I just tapped it on the forehead, and it's been fine. I've been trying not to frown since then, so there's a warning. So that means maybe it may show up in your cracks or in the cracks. It might show up in the lines, in the cracks. It may show up on the lines, so we shall see. But it's been okay since then. It dries matte very quick. As I mentioned before, it is matte. I set my face on with my concealer that I use, which is a LA Girl concealer. And I literally just dusted it all off. I took it off straight off. I think that if you were to then put powders on this foundation, it will become really, really dry and it wouldn't be a good idea personally. So I think personally also it might be a good idea, even if you are oily, to kind of moisturize before. Normally I don't moisturize before I apply my foundation because usually that allows the foundation to melt really quick. But the way how just the fact that this is so matte, I feel as if you ought to put moisturizer, even if you are super oily, before you apply this foundation, because it is matte as hell. But I am so impressed by that. The smell, I can still smell it. It's not like the Huda Beauty, which I love, whereby the smell is initially in a bottle. Once you apply it, it goes. This one, I can still smell it on my face, and I've got a major issue with the smell that I can still smell. Hey, good evening. At the time that is at 21:36. Sorry, can't show you that. My phone has been, the lights on and everything, so the clock is very tiny. You won't be able to see it. But we've gone past the 8-hour mark. This is what my skin looks like. I'm going to be super quick about this. For me personally, this is a no. However, I think this is well worth you trying out. It's got a lot more positive than it has negatives. The positive that if you are a super oily person and you're looking for a foundation that's going to mattify you, by God, this really does go matte without any effort, with powders at all. It is amazingly matte. So that is a definite and absolute yes. If you can find your shade, whoa, and you are super oily, go. If you have got super dry skin, I would say leave this one alone, but it's up to you. You can give it a try. The price is only £9. You're not breaking a bank and you're not clearing out bank account, so go on ahead and do that. The no for me personally is the fact that I can't get my shade, and that's more the reason why. If I could get my shade, I would actually work with this and I will do it. Just be mindful, of course, that this is after 8 hours, and the oil is actually in the main part of my face, which is usually gets oily no matter which foundation I use, no matter what I do with my face. I will always end up being oily around the nose area, and that's what it looks like. It's also around here, around the cheekbones, which is along my cheeks. Again, that's very common, but the rest of my face is actually very pretty matte actually. And of course you've got the small part here on the forehead. There is a bit of separation, as you can see here, top here, that looks very different. You can see that there as well. There's also more separation on this side of my face. To be fair, along this area here is more because I actually touch my face, I think, and this place foundation. I don't normally touch my face once I've put my foundation on, but you can see that there's actually a separation here as well. But the foundation still doesn't feel uncomfortable. It doesn't feel as if it's clogging my pores. It still feels as super light. So if you are just kind of like slightly oily in this area, T-zone, it should be okay actually. If you are extremely oily, I would still say go give this one a try. I just wish that it had my right shade on with the right undertone for me to be happy with, because otherwise this is a proper find. But just be mindful, it might actually also show your creases and so on. So it's a good idea to moisturize. It is matte as hell. It really is. Top temperature here was 20 degrees today. So for an oily person, extremely oily person, you still get oily no matter what. Honestly, you do. So yeah, that's my conclusion. Hopefully you find it helpful and useful. If you did, do let me know. If there's a better way of applying this, again, do let me know. Please make sure that it is constructive and useful. If it's just insult, you can get lost. But I'm just telling you like it is. Just go on about your business elsewhere, okay? But constructive criticism, better way of applying something, I don't mind at all, and I'd appreciate that very much. And so would everyone else who watches the video, because I'll update it with a comment at the top and pin it. Okay, au revoir et à bientôt et bonne nuit. Bye.